35 years ago. One of the stars on the team is current Florida head football coach Steve Spurrier. But now the drought is over. Rematch time around the baseball diamonds in the Tri-Cities, beginning in the Region 1 AAA Championship between Sullivan South and the Science Hill Hilltoppers, who are making their first appearance in the title game since 1981.
They win it 10-7 for the first time in almost 20 years. They're headed to the big dance.
The Toppers are in uncharted waters and loving every minute of it.
This was our goal beginning of the year, get to state championship, not only get there but win it.
There's there's pressure on you, but I mean, I don't feel any pressure.
We're all going to have to do our part to win. That's what baseball's all about.
So this time around, they were hoping to make some noise before everything was said and done.
And with the big win, the Hill now moves on to bigger competition.
Germantown entered as the nation's sixth best team, but they had no answer for the Toppers.
And Science Hill shocked heavily favored Germantown 7-3. And so the Hilltoppers state championship dreams are now just one more win away from coming true from Science Hill and Germantown Part 2. And at the plate, the Science Hill nightmare continued for the Red Devils. Bart Cox grounds to left, and Blake Kaler is right there for the championship grab and toss to Richard Markman. Johnson City, state champions, Science Hill in baseball.
I mean, we put something on them Ajax wouldn't wash off.
Science Hill wins the championship tonight, once again beating Germantown. Congratulations to the guys at final.
We just come out and play ball.
Old rivals Dobbins Bennett and Science Hill get together late this afternoon at Johnson City's Cardinal Park, and a great day for hockey, not baseball, and the bats were as cold as the weather. Bottom of 2, DB pitcher Justin Brownell walks Richard Markland and load the bases with 2 outs, but Brownell gets out of the jam by Kane. Nick Crow with some high heat. Top of 3, the Hills' Richie Delaney whiffs not 1, not 2, but the entire side. Go straight to jail. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. It feels good to say that again. Baseball's back. Science Hill blanks the Tribe 3-0, scoring 2 in the 3rd and getting a solo homer in the 4th inning.
The rainy weather stretched the district baseball championships right on into the weekend, but in the Class AAA ranks, it only delayed the inevitable. All year long in the Big 7, Science Hill and Sullivan South battled it out for conference supremacy, and this afternoon they met again to decide the district title. As we take you to Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, finally some good weather, and the Rebels jumped out to their customary early lead when Nathan Krim pops this short ball right dead to center. That scores a run for a 1-0 South lead after 2 innings. To the 4th we go. John Linville added to it with the poke down the line and right. David Jones scores along with Krim to make it 3-0 Rebs. Science Hill finally got on the board when Jeremy Metz does what he had to. Pops up the sac fly to right. That's going to play Blake Kaler to get the Hill finally on the board, making the score 3-1. But the Rebels would get the insurance. Benny Polanowski follows Met's lead with one of his own to right, almost the same spot. Reed Casey comes in to score for a 4-run lead. And to cap things off, Scott Wade comes in to relieve, gets out number 3 with a strikeout in the 7th. South wins the District 1 AAA championship. 5-1 was the final in Kingsport.
When it comes to baseball this season, there really isn't much that separates Sullivan South and Science Hill, just 3 wins to be exact. And today, the 2 Old Foals battle for the District 1 AAA title. It's number 1 versus number 2 in Kingsport. Roll the highlights from Hunter Wright Stadium. David Clendenin, the leadoff hitter, the big guy. Oh, look at this shot. 370. Is it going to go? No. Off the wall. It's a triple. He would score on a sacrifice fly to get the Rebels out to a 1-0 lead. Meanwhile, Matthew Jesse on the hill, freezing topper hitters. Oh, The strikeout with a nasty curveball. A little later, John Linville will come up, and watch what he'll do. He'll single to right. Tournament MVP Jonathan Krim scores. South up 3-1. John Neese coming in the 7th inning to get the final 3 outs, and South will go on to win the District 1 3A title 5-1 over the Toppers.
They had to be tired. You know, they played this morning 11 o'clock, and you know, we got to sleep in a little bit, and then we got a little bit of bat practice in this morning. So, you know, we had every advantage. We had every advantage, and we took advantage of everything they gave us today.
Coach Fitz put me at leadoff last year, and I had to grow into it, and eventually it turned out to be all right for me. I'm finally coming up, taking more pitches, and getting more pitches to hit that are good.
It was rematch time around the baseball diamonds in the Tri-Cities, beginning in the Region 1 AAA Championship between Sullivan South and the Science Hill Hilltoppers, who were making their first appearance in the title game since 1981. So we take it to Death Valley, where the Rebels got some bad news early when pitcher Casey Reed left the game and the mound with an injured leg. The Hilltoppers got things started early. Nick Crow hammers his pitch in the right field to bring home Richard Markland and Dennis Higdon to give the Toppers a 2-0 lead. The Rebels would regroup when the pitch by the Toppers, Richie Delaney, gets by Brian Miller to plate a run. That would make it 2-1 Toppers. But despite the rally caps, the Toppers, with Brandon Crow on the mound at the end, shut down the Rebels to claim the Region 1 AAA championship after 4 tries this year against South.
We just had confidence coming in the game. We knew we could beat them. They beat us 3 times already, but we had a lot of confidence. So we just knew we could beat them, and we did it.
It just don't get any better than that, and I'm just glad I finally got to be a part of this. I missed 2 years of ball. I love it out here. I can't believe I quit for a while.
As I told a couple of people a few minutes ago, you know, they've been like that all year. You know, they just don't quit. They play hard. Even when things are going bad, you know, I hear people picking each other up and pushing each other, and it's a great win. I'm tickled to death.
So Science Hill wins. They'll play again on Friday on the road against Knoxville Farragut. That final tonight, 2-1. They do need some work with the cooler, though.
Games all year long as we take you to K-Town, where the Admirals had to eat a lot of crow in the first inning. Brandon Crow bloops this shot to left. That plates Mike Rader for a quick Hilltopper lead. Then Richard Markland was up next. His grounder to right is going to score Dennis Higdon and Nick Crow. That made it 5-zip Science Hill, all in the first inning of play. But Danny Rosenbaum led Farragut's comeback with this towering 2-run shot to left center, headed towards Kroger's to tie things up. But late in the game, the resurgence of Brian Miller continued for the Hill when he needed it. He drops this one to shallow right, and it scores 2 more to seal the deal for the Hilltoppers. Check it out, folks. There it is. They win it 10-7 for the first time in almost 20 years. They're headed to the big dance.
We'll have to excuse the Science Hill Hilltoppers if they seem a little giddy about playing baseball at this time of the year. As News Channel 11 Sports' Kerry Anderson reports, the Toppers are in uncharted waters and loving every minute of it.
For the Science Hill Hilltoppers, the trip to state is a new one. For the first time in 17 years, they're headed to Tullahoma to face a tough Warren County team. And while few expected the team to make it past the regionals, this squad doesn't plan on making this a short trip.
Nothing less than a state championship is going to satisfy this team, whether that's the right way to look at it or not, but that's just the way we're going down there with the attitude that we're coming back with a state championship.
This was our goal, beginning of the year, get to state championship, not only get there, but win it.
For Coach Bernie Young, this is also his first trip to the big show, but don't expect any freshman jitters from anyone.
We're not nervous. We're enjoying every second of this. I think it's wonderful for our school, most wonderful for our kids. Our baseball players really deserve something like this, and we're enjoying it. We're enjoying ourselves this week.
We're just down there to have fun. I mean, baseball's a game. I mean, you're just out there to have fun. I mean, there's there's pressure on you, but I mean, I don't feel any pressure, and I hope the team doesn't feel any pressure.
Now it's time to put up or shut up, and it's going to take a team effort to do just that.
The whole team in general, I mean, we're all going to have to do our part to win. That's what baseball's all about.
We know that we can go out there and win. We know we're in the game until the last inning, until the last out's made. We just never give up. And it's basically the whole point of this team is never give up and go out there and play hard as you can every time we step on the field.
In Johnson City, I'm Kerry Anderson reporting for News Channel 11 Sports.
So Science Hill will take on Warren County tomorrow in Tullahoma at 6 o'clock. We'll have highlights for you tomorrow night at 11. So this time around, they were hoping to make some noise before everything was said and done. As News Channel 11 Sports' Kevin Clark reports, the Hilltoppers did that and then some.
After a 17-year absence from the big dance, the Hilltoppers two-stepped right in with a two-run single from Clint Eastep. He would later score himself on a wild pitch to make the score 3-1 Science Hill in the middle of the third. And when he wasn't whiffing batters from the mound, Brandon Crow himself started to soar around the bases. This inside-the-park homer literally put the Pioneers into the wall and gave the Hilltoppers a commanding 6-run lead. On to the fifth, and what was a close game quickly became a laugher. Blake Kaler popped this one to center, scoring Mike Rader to give the Hill a 10-run lead. The Toppers would tack on 7 more before it would be all said and done. After 6 innings, 13-2, Science Hill prevailed.
Felt like I had to come out and throw strikes, and I knew I had a good defense behind me, and just had to come out and throw strikes and let my defensive players make the plays.
And you know, Brandon was not feeling well. He was going behind the dugout and throwing up. And we were really concerned about that, but I think it's real hot down here, and I think the heat probably had something to do with that.
We just came out and played ball.
And with the big win, the Hill now moves on to bigger competition. Right here at Greiger Stadium tomorrow night against either Brentwood or Germantown. From the Spring Fling in Tullahoma, I'm Kevin Clark reporting for News Channel 11 Sports.
So Science Hill won big in the opening round, beating Warren County that final 13-2. The nation's 6th-ranked team to advance to the championship. Here with all the highlights is News Channel 11 Sports' Kevin Clark, who joins me live from Chattanooga. Kevin?
That's right, Kenny. Now, you can blame Mother Nature on them not getting the game in last night. Don't blame us. The rain kind of dampened the spirits of both Science Hill and Unicoi County's games. As you mentioned, they pick it up a little bit earlier this morning from down in Winchester. And here's what happened when play resumed. When play resumed in the second, so did the Hilltopper hits. With 2 men on, Dennis Hignan smashed this 2-run shot yard to make it 6-1 Science Hill. On the Topper mound, Blake Kaler only allowed 2 Red Devil hits all day long, but number 2 was costly in the 7th when Adam Larson made this 2-run shot reach the trees in left field. But Kaler and company held serve from there. Jason Howard flies out for out number 3, and Science Hill shocks heavily favored Germantown 7-3.
The whole team, we were just ready for them, and we all had confidence. We just played our game, came in, played good defense. I pitched a good game, and I mean, we didn't care who the opponent was. We were going to beat them.
You know, I said when we beat Sullivan South at Death Valley, if we weren't intimidated there that night, we're not going to be. And you know, we're just going to have to enjoy the day and come back ready to play tomorrow, because I know they'll be ready.
And so the Hilltoppers state championship dreams are now just one more win away from coming true. They'll either take on Warren County or Germantown again tomorrow morning at the Gamble Sports Complex.
Batting 7th, the junior first baseman, number 16, Richard Markland. Batting 8th, the junior catcher, number 17, Brian Miller. Batting 9th, the senior center fielder, number 22, Clint Eastep. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand with me? We've got it.
Some really good teams. I mean, we put something on them Ajax wouldn't wash off.
Kenny, it's been 35 years since the Hilltoppers have been able to say this, so they've got some yelling to make up for. Reporting from the Spring Fling in Winchester, I'm Kevin Clark for News Channel 11 Sports.
Coach said Ajax can't take it off. I like that. Science Hill wins the championship tonight, once again beating Germantown. Congratulations to the guys at final 8-3. It was 35 years ago. One of the stars on the team is current Florida head football coach Steve Spurrier. But now the drought is over, and here to show us all the sights and sounds from the Class AAA state tournament is News Channel 11 Sports' Kevin Clark. And Kevin, Germantown entered as the nation's 6th best team, but they had no answer for the Toppers pitchers or hitters.
That's right, Kenny. The old Crow attack came through again for the Science Hill Hilltoppers, holding Germantown to a standstill, not just today, but yesterday as well. Of course, today was the championship played out in Winchester. Let's check out some of the action from Science Hill and Germantown, Part 2. While the copper tone was spread in the stands, the topper tone was set quickly on the field. Brandon Crow was on fire with a no-hitter going through 3 innings. And at the plate, the Science Hill nightmare continued for the Red Devils. The other half of the Crow attack capped off a 6-run inning for the Hill. Nick's RBI double ripped to right plates Metz and Higdon for a 6-0 Topper lead. With the score 8-0, the shutout was just 1 out away in the 7th, but Jason Hayworth spoiled the party with this 3-run inside the park homer to deep right field. But it only seemed to delay the inevitable. Bart Cox grounds to left, and Blake Kaler's right there for the championship grab and toss to Richard Markland.
Yeah, we beat them twice now. They're a good team. We just came in, played hard. We knew we could beat them. Just real happy right now.
Well, I've had best of both worlds. I've had the humility of getting beat, and now the thrill of winning. And I can't explain it. It hadn't really sunk in yet, but I'm looking forward to next year playing baseball, and hopefully we can bring one home in a different sport.
Yes, sir. I mean, we played our best ball throughout the end of the year, and the defense really stepped up, and we got great pitching. So, I mean, what else can happen?
Yeah, I did pretty good. My fastball, I felt better today than I did against Warren County the first game I pitched. I just went up there. I knew I had to throw strikes, and just went up there and tried to do the best I could. We've been dreaming about this all year. It's all we talked about before the season started, was come out here and get the state championship, get a ring. We just came out here. We knew we had to play good baseball all the weekend. This week, this right here, it's probably the best baseball we played all year, and this is what you need to turn around and play it right here at the state tournament. We just did a great job.
So, Kenny, once again, Science Hill state champions, and this is what they're going to be bringing home. Let's zoom out and check out this trophy. Pretty nice after 40 years, and they're also bringing home the man who's had the plan all season long, head coach Bernie Young, who joins me now live. And, Coach, I asked you this a little bit earlier, so now I'm going to ask you again. Has it sunk in yet, state championship?
It hasn't sunk in yet, but I imagine in the next couple of days we'll come down to earth. Right now we're just enjoying this. It's wonderful for Johnson City. It's wonderful for our school. I'm so proud of them.
Talk to me a little bit about Brandon's performance. I mean, that was just incredible on the mound today.
You know, every time we've given Brandon the ball this year, he's always given us 100%. And today was no different. You know, I'm so proud of him, the way he hung in there. The first night he pitched, he was very ill, went behind the dugout and threw up a couple of times. And to come back today and pitch with the enthusiasm that he did is just a testament to his will.
Talk to me now a little bit. I know you like to give the players credit, but this is just your first season coming in here and winning a state championship. Real quick, Coach.
Well, it's all the players. They played really hard the whole time down here. They were wonderful. The school has been very supportive of us. The athletic director was down here all week supporting us, George Pitts. It's just a wonderful time for Science Hill baseball, and we just look forward to another state championship next year.
We look forward to seeing you back here once again, Coach. Once again, congratulations. So, Kenny, get the welcome match ready. The team's coming back with this hardware to Johnson City. State champions, Science Hill in baseball. That's going to do it for me here at Topper Championship headquarters in Manchester, Tennessee. Now back to you in the studio.
Kevin, before you go, ask the coach what time does he think the guys will arrive in town tonight?
Sure, Coach. They want to have a welcome party for the team coming back in town. Any idea about when they're going to arrive?
I would say that they will probably be in. They left here about 3 o'clock Eastern time. They should be rolling in there in the next hour, hour and a half.
Thanks a lot, Coach. And fans, welcome home the Hilltoppers. They did a great job down here. Once again, that's going to do it for me. Kenny, back to you in the studio, pal.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. Congratulations to the Hilltoppers, and great job, you and Tim Davis, this week. Toppers win the state championship, beating Germantown, the 6th-ranked team in the nation today. That final, once again, 8-3.
The newly crowned state champions of Science Hill return home this evening to a hero's welcome. Several Hilltopper fans were on hand to congratulate the baseball team for winning the Class AAA state championship. Science Hill won the game against Germantown earlier this morning near Chattanooga. For Maroon and Gold fans, it was a welcome change to just celebrating basketball championships.
I'm very proud of them. They've represented Johnson City very well. They played very hard, and they were big underdogs. Nobody thought they could do it, and they did, and we're very proud of them. They played very well.
And of course, Kenny Hawkins will have more on today's victory coming up later in sports.
Play baseball in the state of Tennessee. As News Channel 11 Sports' Carrie Anderson reports, the student body and city officials turned out to congratulate the Science Hill Hilltoppers on a job well done.
Call it a fairy tale ending to a Cinderella season. After losing 10 games during the regular season, the Science Hill Hilltoppers found themselves somewhat unexpectedly at the top of their division, at the top of their region, and the top of their state.
The 1998 TSSAA State Baseball Champions.
That's what really separated this team from all the rest of them I played on in the past. We never gave up, never said die. We were always in it until the last out was made.
We went down to Chattanooga with nothing else on our mind besides bringing home the state championship. And we played really fundamental baseball. We got great pitching, and we hit the ball real well. And, I mean, we came back with the state championship, so it's an honor.
Now, as they're honored by their school, the team of the present receives words of wisdom from the past.
It's been a long time, but I can tell you, you always remember the times you had. In our particular case, we won the state championship in Memphis. And boys, it's a long drive home from Memphis in an unair-conditioned bus.
This celebration here has been 35 years in the making. In fact, just to give you an idea of how long it's been, the last time they were in this gym celebrating a state baseball championship, Steve Spurrier was on the team. But the underclassmen here are looking to start a tradition here at the Hill by taking their team back to Chattanooga to defend their title.
Like this year, there's not going to be anything that's going to satisfy us less than a state championship because, I mean, we got there with a great bunch of guys, but we got some players coming up that can fill the void.
At Science Hill, it's not so much congratulations, you've done a great job. It is, what are you going to do next year? And we realize that, and we know that this first one was hard to win, but the next one is going to be even tougher.
As for the seniors moving on, there couldn't be a more perfect way to end a high school career.
Sort of feels good to finally get another one under the belt, and we all feel great about it. It hadn't really sunk in yet, but when we see those rings, we'll all feel good.
In Johnson City, I'm Carrie Anderson reporting for News Channel 11 Sports.